All right, welcome back to the deep dive. We're digging into some interesting source material you've brought today.
Yeah, that's right. This time we're looking at marketing strategies, specifically how one company is positioning itself to Canadian dental practices.
Okay, sounds focused.
Yeah.
So, what exactly are we working with here?
Well, the source is essentially excerpts from a video podcast script, and it's promoting a company called Klick Dental Marketing.
Gotcha. So, our mission here isn't to endorse them, but to kind of unpack what this script says, see what strategies and claims are being presented.
Exactly. We want to pull out the key ideas from this source, understand their angle, and see what insights dental professionals listening might take away about, well, specialized marketing in their field.
Okay. And this script, it seems to jump right into a pretty common problem for dentists, doesn't it? Marketing and that just falls flat.
Oh, definitely. It paints that picture, phone silent, websites looking maybe okay, but not actually converting visitors into patients, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the frustration of spending money and getting
Right.
crickets. The source actually calls out a number one mistake dentists make.
It does. It highlights pouring money into like generic ads or maybe building these really nice looking websites that, don't have a clear call to action, don't actually get people to book.
So it's marketing that doesn't really focus on the end result, the booked appointment.
Precisely. It's presented in the source as just kind of throwing things out there without measuring if it works.
And the source positions a specific person as the answer to this.
Right. It introduces Mr. Devashish Jain. He's described in pretty glowing terms, actually the mastermind, even a rock star behind this company, Klick Dental Marketing.
A rock star, okay. And his specialty is dental practice growth.
That's how the source frames it, yeah. Someone who supposedly gets the unique challenges dentists face with marketing.
And the source is up front with the company details.
Oh, very. They mention the website is klickdentalmarketing.ca, and they really make a point of the spelling. It's Klick.
Klick. Got it. Helps to spell it out.
Mm-hmm. And it also says Mr. Jain is based in Edmonton, Canada, and even gives a direct phone number, +1 604 906 2977.
Okay, so +1 604 906 2977. They want people to be able to reach out, clearly.
Seems like it.
So we have the problem, generic, ineffective marketing, according to the source, and the proposed solution figure, Devashish Jain and Klick Dental Marketing. How does the script then explain how they supposedly fix this? How do they get the right patients booking?
Well, that's the core question they set up, isn't it? How do you go from that frustration to actually having a reliable way to get new patients through your online efforts?
Yeah, and the script seems to address this by posing a question directly to Devashish Jain about that biggest mistake.
Exactly. And his answer, as it's written in the script, circles right back to what we just talked about. He says, most clinics pour money into generic ads or a website that looks nice but doesn't drive action.
So reinforcing that point, it's not about pretty pictures. It's about getting patients to take the next step.
Right. And he follows that up, according to the source, by saying Klick's goal isn't just website traffic. It's making sure the right patients book with you, which sounds good, but then they give an example.
Ah, okay. The proof is in the pudding, so to speak. What's the example?
The source talks about an Edmonton clinic. They claim Klick helped this practice go from like only 5 new patients a month to over 30.
Wow, 5 to over 30. That's a big jump. Did they say how long that took?
The script says within 90 days. And it attributes this specific result to optimizing their Google ads and redoing the website specifically for conversion.
Okay, so targeted ads plus a website built to convert clicks into appointments.
That's the mechanism highlighted, yeah.
Yep.
Getting clicks from people actively searching, then making it easy for them to book. The source even throws in what it calls a screenshot of a review, claiming Klick brought in 40+ new patients in 2 months.
Specific numbers and time frames. They're trying to make it concrete. So what's the underlying strategy Klick uses, according to this script? How do they propose getting these results consistently?
The source lays out what it calls their 3 pillars.
3 pillars. Okay, what are they?
Targeting, trust, and technology.
Targeting, trust, technology. All right, let's unpack those based on what the source says. Targeting first.
So the script describes this as a laser focus on patients in your area who need your services.
Laser focus. So moving away from just general advertising to finding people who are like actively looking for a dentist nearby.
That's the idea presented, yeah.
Yes.
Identifying specific potential patients based on location and probably their search behavior or stated needs.
Okay, that makes sense. Get your message in front of the right people. What about this second pillar, trust? How does the source say they build that?
It mentions using patient testimonials and before-after gallery.
Social proof, showing real patient results and positive feedback.
Exactly. Using evidence of success to build confidence, that's pretty standard marketing, but key in healthcare, right?
Definitely. Seeing is believing for a lot of potential patients. And the third pillar, technology. The source calls this one their secret weapon.
Yeah, kind of intriguing phrasing. The script mentions AI-powered tracking to double your ad ROI.
AI power tracking. Okay, so using advanced tools.
That's the implication. Relying heavily on data, maybe AI, to monitor how the ads are doing, figure out what works best, and then optimize the spending. The source presents it very confidently. No guesswork, just growth.
So data-driven decisions instead of just spending and hoping. That directly contrasts with the generic ads problem they mentioned earlier.
Exactly. And right after explaining these pillars, the script hits you with another example.
Okay, reinforcing the point again. What's this one?
It's a story about a Calgary implant dentist. The source claims this dentist was spending $4,000 a month on ads
$4,000 a month.
with zero tracking. So basically no idea what that money was actually achieving.
Wow, okay.
Then the script says Klick revamped their campaign, added conversion pixels, for tracking, and the claim is the very next month,
Yeah.
they got 22 booked consults at half the cost.
Wait, 22 consults for implants? At half the previous $4,000 spend.
That's the claim presented in the source. Half the cost, way more tangible results in terms of actual booked consultations.
That's a dramatic turnaround, if accurate. It really hammers home their point about tracking and optimizing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just about spending, it's about spending smartly to get bookings.
Yeah, the source uses that example to strongly argue that the focus needs to be on conversions, actual patients, not just clicks or website visits. These stories are clearly designed to show their method works.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've got the problem defined by the source, the Klick solution framework targeting trust, technology, and these claimed success stories. Where does the script go from there?
Well, naturally it moves towards telling the listener what to do next, a direct call to action.
Right. And it features a specific promise from Devashish Jain himself.
It does. The script quotes him saying something like, if you're serious about growing your practice, here's my promise. Book a free strategy call with me, and I'll personally audit your marketing.
Okay, a free call, personal audit from the mastermind himself. That's the offer. Is there like a guarantee or anything tied to that?
Yes, the source includes a specific condition. It says, if I can't show you at least 3 gaps losing you patients, you owe me nothing.
So risk-free, essentially. Find 3 concrete problems where it costs you nothing. That directly ties back to fixing those issues that cause phones not to rank, right?
Exactly. It positions the audit as finding actionable ways you might be missing out on patients right now.
And they make it clear how to book this call.
Yep, the source repeats the contact info again. It says, call +1 604 906 2977. Let me just check that. Yes, +1 604 906 2977, or visit klickdentalmarketing.ca. And again, it emphasizes K for Klick.
Okay, 604-906-2977 or klickdentalmarketing.ca, spelled Klick. Seems important to their branding, yeah. And then the script wraps up this section with that powerful image we touched on earlier.
What was that again? It quotes Devashish Jain again, stating the goal is, let's turn your website into a 247 patient-generating machine.
A patient-generating machine. That definitely paints a picture. It's not just a website. It's an active tool working for the practice constantly.
That's the ultimate outcome they're selling in this source material. Consistent, reliable patient flow driven by the online presence.
Okay. So if we pull together the main threads from this source material we've been digging into.
Well, the key takeaways presented here seem to be, first, identifying those common marketing issues dentists face, the generic stuff that doesn't convert. And second, outlining Klick's specific approach, which they frame around those pillars, targeting, trust, and technology.
Right. And the source tries to back this up with those specific examples they claim show results. The Edmonton clinic going from 5 to 30 plus patients, the Calgary dentist getting 22 consults for implants at half the ad cost.
And there was another one mentioned, an Alberta clinic supposedly going from maybe 2-3 new patients a week to 15-20.
Okay. These examples, as they're laid out in the script, are clearly there to show the potential upside. And for you listening, the source kind of invites you to imagine that kind of shift in your own practice numbers.
Yeah, what would that kind of increase in new patients actually mean for your bottom line, for your growth trajectory?
And if those claimed results sound appealing, The source offers that very clear next step we talked about.
That free strategy call and personal marketing audit with Devashish Jain.
With that promise attached, find at least 3 gaps where you might be losing patients or the audit is free.
Right. And just to make sure it's clear, the contact info given in the source again is called Devashish Jain at +1 604 906 2977.
Or visit the website, klickdentalmarketing.ca. Remember, Klick.
That closing phrase from the source really sticks, doesn't it? Turning the website into a 247 patient generating machine, it sums up their whole pitch.
It absolutely does. And thinking about the contrast this source draws, here's maybe a final thought for you to chew on based purely on what we've unpacked from this material. If your current marketing doesn't feel like it's hitting those points, precise targeting, actively building online trust with proof, and using technology to really track your ROI.
Then the question raised by this source is, how much potential growth is slipping through the cracks? And what would it really look like for your practice, as the source puts it, to transform your online presence from maybe a passive brochure into that active, consistent, patient-generating machine they're describing?
Something definitely worth considering as you look at your own strategy. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the source material.